Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It is Tuesday, and today I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit, take you inside some of these Union Jacks presets that I'm making this week, and show you how they're constructed, and the effects that I use, the order, and why the order is important. Mainly it's important for certain pitch shifting. If you have a pitch shifter after an amp model, you can get certain artifacts. And it's like you hear a little stutter that sort of affects the low mid range, and it's really kind of off-putting. If you take that pitch shifter and put it in front of the amp, you won't hear that. So, you know, a little tip from me to you. Shall we? Got tired of packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial. Baby, you and me were never meant to be. Just maybe think of me once in a while. I'm gonna punch your face in, stupid cat. Get off my shit. That's the song that I sing to my cat when he's fucking with my stuff. It's a little long-winded, I'll be honest with you. Takes me a while to get him to get off of things that I don't want him on, because I got to go through an entire verse of the WKRP theme. It's like Cartman with "Come Sail Away." I don't have a choice. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, here we are at the HX Stomp. This is my Union Jacks 3. I'm going to go through the preset with you and show you what I've done to make it. And this is a crunchy set of 3 presets. And it's got a good range of overdrive. Starting with Duran Duran is the first one. And I'm going to use this for all the Duran Duran that we do, which is only 2 songs. But I like a nice gate. And then I always set that to 230 k ohm, blah, blah, blah. I'm loving the valve driver. Now, the valve driver to me is the perfect crunchy amp sound in front of the Cali Texas 2. And the combination of those two, to me, is perfection. And I'm using it on everything. I'm using them to manipulate, or manipulating the parameters to make them sound like different amps. And they're working out, I'm telling you. I haven't set my volumes, of course. That's going to happen this weekend. But so with the Duran Duran, I like a lot of modulation. Maybe even a little bit more. I don't know. Call me crazy. But a little bit more, because I like it to be fairly exaggerated. And I've even got a chorus on it. There's a chorus and pitch shifter. That's crazy. So I'm, still within the 6 blocks. Ta-da. Now the reverb is just a plate. Not a lot of it. There's a quick slapback duct delay. And I like to get the delay and the reverb out of each other's way. So that's why I run the secondary path underneath there, to avoid going through the reverb with the delay. Just sounds better to me. So there's that. Let me give you I'll take off my, or unplug my microphone, because I don't want you to listen to the guitar strings, because that's a horrible sound. Nobody likes that. And I'll play you the 3 that I've got. For this one, there's Duran Duran, there's Big Country by Big Country, or In a Big Country by Big Country, and then Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. And they're very different levels of overdrive and different EQs, and just, 3 very different sounds. So let's start with the Duran Duran and then go into the other 2. All right, there's the first three. The lead sounds haven't been put together yet because I need to get the mini DoD expression pedal, because what I've done is, if you take a look at the amp model here, the master is set to 8.5. When I have my leads happening, I've got my master at 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the DoD to only do a couple of things. So its main function is to attach to the master, and then when I push it all the way forward, it goes from 8.5 to 10. I'm also going to have it adjust the bias parameter to go from 6 to 6.6, maybe 6.9. You get a little bit of extra, with the extra voltage, it just breaks up more. You get a little bit more gain, it feels like. And then I'll also adjust the valve driver level with that. That's how I'm going to get all of my lead sounds. Where I used to use the compressor's gain, now I'm going to use the valve driver's level to get more, and it'll be great. So starting tomorrow, I think I'll be able to start doing that. I think that pedal's coming tomorrow, along with the MIDI mouse, which I'm going to use to do all the channel switching. Because the channel switching on this unit isn't great. It's not bad. It's better than the Nova Drive, I'll tell you, or better than the Nova system by TC Electronic, but it's still, you still got to do a lot of, tap dancing on it to make it get where you want it to go. The MIDI mouse will alleviate some of that, which is nice. And just leave this thing to do what it's best at, just make killer guitar tones. So the next one I want to show you is my number 4, which is really cool. These are Personal Jesus and my Beatles Clean. So with Personal Jesus, I'm running everything in a row because there's no delay and reverb, there's just the reverb. So we got some gate. I'm actually using a compressor on this one because I like the way, on Personal Jesus, you really kind of need a compressor because it's a very compressed sound. There's a tremolo, but that's off on this particular snapshot. It's bypassed. The Texas, channel 2, of course. Look at the bass in the mid, pulled way down, and then the channel volume's cranked because with a clean sound, you're going to have to crank that. And I'm also adding a little bit at the end here, 4.4, onto the end. So that's another way you can add level using the expression pedal if necessary. I won't be able to do it. Well, actually, I could do it, but it would be kind of tricky. I'll get back to you tomorrow on that. That may be tricky. I'm using some plate reverb, dual pitch, of course. Love me some dual pitch. I probably don't need that much. Let's save that. But a bunch of 10-band graphic EQ, removing a bunch of low end and mid-range, and boosting some top end, but pulling down some ultra highs, because I don't like them to be, in the way. I don't like a hissy, fizzy kind of sound. So this is I'll play you the 3 sounds that I've got here. This is the Personal Jesus 1, Personal Jesus 2, and then my Beatles Clean. There you go, another set of 3, and I'm going to go through more of these as the week goes on and just show you that you don't need to have a ton of different amps, a ton of different overdrives to create the sounds that you like. Figure out what amp works for you best. I've figured that out for me. It's the Cali Texas 2. I figured it out months ago, and I've just recently figured out that the valve driver is the overdrive for that amp for me. So figure out the combination of those 2 things that you like the best, and just run with it, because I find that when you're going through the course of a night, if you're changing your amp models, you're going to have so many different feels over the course of the night, it's not going to sound cohesive. And I like to have a cohesive tone, but, changed with a variation of effects and EQs. So that's how I do it. You don't have to do it that way. You do your own thing. Do what you like, in the words of Digital Underground. Hmm? There you go. Oh, I had a great time. And if you saw those pictures, holy shit, I cocooned the hell out of that Boogie 112 that's right over here. And really loving the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 170 for this. I rarely turn it up past 10 o'clock. It's like 9:30 actually. But the active EQ on it is incredible and super helpful because it allows you to, tweak all of your EQs after the fact. You don't have to go into a certain preset and change the top end. You can roll off the treble, roll off the mids, roll up the mids and the bass. I got the bass set to about 130, the mid and treble at about 930, and they sound great. I might bump the mids up a little bit more after listening to the sound files today, but all mic'd up with a 57. And I had some cable issues today. Oh man, I was having some really weird noises. And I was like, goddamn lava cable died on me. Motherfucker. These are expensive. I wonder if they're guaranteed. So I'm gonna have to send them an email because I've only had this a couple years. That sucks. And I treat my cables really well. I wrap them nicely. I over under. I'm conscious of the strain relief. Oh, that cable's dead to me. So, I'll be back tomorrow with a Name That Riff, fun thing, something for you, and some more pedal board action because I think the Minnie Mouse and the Mini Expression DoD pedal are showing up tomorrow. And that means I'll have everything. Then all I'll need to get is some dual lock Velcro. I might still have some out to look around. But yeah, that'll be all I'll need to put that sucker together. I'm also going to look at a 412 cabinet tomorrow that a local guy is selling on Craigslist. I was a little disheartened last night at rehearsal. Our other guitar player has a Marshall 1960 412 that he uses, and he's using it with a Fender Twin as his power, and then Line 6 HD 500. Sounds killer. But my little Boogie 112 just sounds sad compared to that thing. It sounds incredible, mic'd up. Don't get me wrong, love the mic'd up sounds, but in a room, it just sounds small. So, I might get a 412. I'm succumbing to peer pressure. I've got penis envy. That's plain and simple. So, I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, rock on.